On the whole, I've been a saint to those poor unfortunate souls.
Hello there, and welcome to Poor Unfortunate Podcast. I'm Caroline Ameti. This is the Disney podcast for grown-ups, where we shoot the shit about Disney the way that you do with your friends. Welcome, listeners, to a brand new episode of Caroline, What's New? This is our bi-weekly mini-episode series where we go through all of the latest and greatest in Disney news. And this episode is being recorded on February 23rd, 2025. And today I'm going to ask myself, Caroline, what is new? Because we don't have Conor with us today. He is recovering from a septoplasty. He's doing great. He just needed a little bit more time to rest and recover. But he is going to be back in action for our new Showdown episode, which is going to be coming your way next week. And it's going to be a really fun one, y'all. So I'm just so excited to be back with him for that. But I will ask myself, Caroline, what's new? And of course, we will start with the Disney parks as always. So starting this week on February 25th, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind and Tiana's Bayou Adventure in Walt Disney World will both end their virtual queue offerings. So this means that if you're getting on those attractions, it's either via standby line or lightning lane, and that will be single pass for Cosmic Rewind and multi-pass for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So this means no more waking up at 7 a.m. or kind of panic grabbing a virtual queue spot while in the parks for those second half of the day offerings. So could be a good thing if, you're not into waking up early or kind of being really stuck to your phone for those things. So I'm interested to see how that goes. Big Disney Springs news. We finally have a new tenant moving into the former home of the NBA Experience, which closed in 2021 and has been empty since then. And the NBA Experience itself replaced Disney Quest. And if you loved Disney Quest or you remember it from your childhood, we did talk about it on a previous episode, so you should go look for that. But this new tenant is Level 99, an immersive social gaming experience. This is going to be Level 99's first Florida location and its largest location. So at Level 99, teams of 2 to 6 players compete in challenge rooms, arena duels, interactive art hunts, and more. This venue will also house a full-service restaurant and a bar. So basically, it sounds a lot like Disney Quest, just without the Disney. I honestly wonder if the folks at Level 99 would have ever been open to collaborating with Disney to create Disney-themed challenges. I guess we'll never know. And to me, that feels like a shame. I feel like we were very close to having maybe a better and, even more adult maybe Disney Quest 2.0. But anyway, no opening date has been announced, but we do know the venue will be large enough to hold 1,000 players at a time. So you know what? This is going to be a great option for when it's really, really hot outside or when it's raining or you just need a break from the parks. And that's something that we've been missing a little bit at Walt Disney World. So I'll take that as a win. It's Tough to Be a Bug will officially close in Walt Disney World's Animal Kingdom on March 17th. As we've previously covered, Zootopia Better Zoogether will open in its place in winter of this year. So you only have a couple of weeks. So if you're going in the next couple of weeks, go visit It's Tough to Be a Bug for us one last time. Get punched in the back by those bees. This year's Epcot Flower and Garden Festival will welcome 2 new booths, Yacht Grub and Beach Grub, which I think is very cute, and they will both be bringing seafood menus to the festival, which runs from March 5th through June 2nd. And finally, let's talk about Disneyland. As part of its 70th anniversary celebration, a new third verse to the It's a Small World song will debut on the attraction on July 17th. As revealed in The Last Verse, a short film that, by the way, will also play at the Main Street Cinema, Richard Sherman created a third verse to the song and shared it with Bob Iger in 2023 before his passing in 2024. It goes, "Mother Earth unites us in heart and mind, and the love we give makes us humankind. Through our vast, wondrous land, when we stand hand in hand, it's a small world after all." I think it's really sweet. So you can also watch the 3.5-minute short, The Last Verse, on YouTube. So looking forward to that fun change coming this summer. Moving over to Disney Plus, we want to address something that is not a great piece of news. So as many of you probably know at this point, Disney announced that they will be following suit with many other major corporations in rolling back their diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. Part of this includes removing the mandatory viewing screen that plays before classic films on Disney Plus. For example, a film we just talked about, Lady and the Tramp, has one of these. And these screens acknowledge and condemn harmful racial and cultural depictions in those films. Instead, they will be moving an adjusted content warning into the description and details of the film titles to be read at the viewer's discretion. In addition to this, Disney has rebranded their webpage Reimagine Tomorrow that outlined their diversity, equity, and inclusion policies and actions to My Disney Today, which speaks to attracting, quote, the best, most talented, end quote, people to contribute to business success. Another change, so executive compensation, which is weighted 70% on reaching financial targets and 30% on other performance factors, has been changed to no longer include, quote, diversity and inclusion as another performance factor, and will be replaced by a, quote, talent strategy, end quote. Somehow in all of this, they are maintaining inclusion as one of the key values, but they've even adjusted this to emphasize belonging instead of diversity and swapping the word equity for a reference to their corporate structure where, quote, everyone can excel, end quote. All this to say, this is a cowardly move, to say the very least, from the company, and clearly is Disney trying to curry favor with the very anti-DEI Trump administration. It is disappointing, to say the least, and many working within the company have raised their displeasure with this move. And it goes without saying, but we want to say it. We here at Poor Unfortunate Podcast wholly condemn this decision that is actively taking the company backwards and away from Walt's vision of progress. As we always say here, if you love something, you want it to be the best that it can be, and that can often mean criticizing it when it's not being the best that it can be. So please know that if Disney continues to take the cowardly way out and continues for some bizarro reason to try to curry favor with the Trump administration, we are going to continue speaking out about it. And we want this to be a safe place where, sorry, but the straight up Trump administration bullshit is not celebrated and is not supported. So that's all on that for now. Anyway, now available on Disney Plus, the first 2 episodes of Pixar's original series Win or Lose are now available. Also, the new 5-part documentary series Harlem Ice has dropped on Disney Plus. It follows the girls of figure skating in Harlem as they prepare for competitions, performances, and a life-changing global experience. Through their eyes, we experience the highs and lows of the FSH season and the unique experiences they have as girls of color, breaking the ice ceiling and gaining access to a global stage. And for some things announced and coming soon, 12 new episodes of the sequel series that premiered this fall, Wizards Beyond Waverly Place, will land on Disney Plus on February 28th. So that's this week. The 97th Oscars will air on Sunday, March 2nd at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, live on ABC and streaming live on Hulu for users subscribed to Hulu Plus Live TV. It will stream on Disney Plus internationally as well as on other international broadcast stations. The new Marvel TV series Daredevil Born Again will have its 2-episode premiere on March 4th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Subsequent episodes will be released every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Pacific on Disney+. The series will see Charlie Cox returning as Matt Murdock / Daredevil and Vincent D'Onofrio as Wilson Fisk / Kingpin. As far as Disney films, nothing to note right now for anything that's now available, but for some things announced and coming soon, ads for Marvel's Thunderbolts, which will be hitting theaters May 2nd, and the new live-action Lilo & Stitch, hitting theaters May 23rd, aired during the Super Bowl this year. We got a new behind-the-scenes featurette for the live-action Snow White coming out in theaters on March 21st on how it is honoring the legacy of the original 1937 film. We still haven't seen an exact date for the LA premiere as of yet, but it'll be safe to say that it will be in March after the Oscars ceremony airs on March 2nd. And of course, once that comes out, we're going to be covering it and we're going to be talking all about it. Disney Pixar also announced that they are delaying the theatrical release of their new film Elio this summer. It will be pushed from June 13th to June 20th in order to move away from the DreamWorks live-action How to Train Your Dragon release. And finally, in our little miscellaneous category, I always got to talk about Disney Cruise Line. So we just found out that the Disney Adventure cruise ship, which will be setting sail from Singapore later this year, will debut 2 all-new shows. Duffy and the Friendship, starring Duffy and Friends, of course, who, by the way, will also have their own retail store on the ship, and Captain Jack Sparrow and the Siren Queen, both on the Imagination Garden stage. And there's concept art out for both of these. Duffy looks adorable, and the Jack Sparrow show looks really damn cool. Like, I was seeing some screen projection type stuff with mermaids, which I love. And finally, as you probably know, just as someone who listens to Poor Unfortunate podcast, the Bath & Body Works Disney Princess collection of candles, lotions, body washes, accessories, and so much more has officially released. You can now buy it in Bath & Body Works stores and online. You know that we love our Bath & Body Works, so when we found out that there was a Disney collection coming out, we absolutely lost it. And stay tuned, because we are going to be covering it in a really, really exciting way on the podcast in our tips and tricks episode, which is coming up soon. So stay tuned. We're so excited about that. So that's what we've got for y'all today. As we always say, please follow Poor Unfortunate Podcast on social media. We are at Poor Unfortunate Podcast, basically everywhere. If you go to poorunfortunatepodcast.com/shop, you can buy some merch. And like I said earlier, we are going to be back with our showdown episode next week. And until then, hang in there, keep your heads up, and Beluga Savruga.